welcome to your Katie Bell Physiotherapy and Wellness Strength and Conditioning workout. Today we're doing a mixture of strength and cardio exercises. For this workout you're just going to need two pieces of equipment. So I've got with me today my TheraBand and a weight. Now if you don't have these at home, that's absolutely fine. Instead of the TheraBand you could use a pair of tights or a nice stretchy scarf, and instead of the weight you could use a water bottle or a selection of canned goods into a bag. As long as that bag is nice and secure, it's not going to split on you halfway through your workout. So today we're going to be working for a slightly longer period of time, so if at any point you need to rest or dip out of one of the exercises, feel free to do so. And if any of the exercises don't feel right for you, just skip them, do an exercise you normally would, or just come into an active recovery, a nice little light jog onto the spot or a march. Okay, so let's get stuck into our warm-up and then we'll work through our exercises and I'll explain them as we go along. So first of all, let's come into a nice open space, either onto your mat or into just without if you're not using those today. I'm going to start with our ankle peels. So I want you to think not only about warming up these ankles, but I want you to think about stretching out the feet. So obviously we've got our trainers on, and doing spiky ball working through trainers isn't very effective. So if you are doing anything where you are going to be very active, I'd encourage either some spiky ball work or some ankle foot activations before you go into impact and prolonged standing, walking, anything like that. Okay, from here let's take ourselves into our foot pedals. So by that I mean we're going to come up and we're going to switch and switch. And go nice and slow to start with. Almost imagine like you're kneading dough with your feet, and you can feel those ankles and feet pistoning up and down, almost like you're clawing the floor with your toes. Okay, let's do two more here. Now, can you take that a little bit faster? Now, as we go faster, I want you to concentrate your pelvis. So we're not drop, 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 drop. We stay nice and level. And we're getting all that lift coming from the core. We're staying nice and level across the top of the pelvis here. So we're not drop, drop, drop. So this is going to start activating the glutes and the hips. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Stay nice and still. Both ankles, so up we come. And then slowly melt down. You might have done this a few times with me by now. So we're preparing for that impact and that lift off. Often if we've got weakness through this chain, through the body that helps us jump, we will compensate in different areas. And for a lot of us, we're actually much weaker than we realise in our calves, our ankles. We lose that kind of combination, we lose that contribution from that ankle. Okay, so go on, power up and then melt down. Two more, power up, melt down. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to change this slightly now. So stay where you are, feet still hip distance apart. Just take a small hip hinge, little sit down, mini squat, back up again. Just get that pattern going. So we're thinking about how we want to move before we take on the loading and the fast movement. So I'm thinking long spine, nice relaxed ribs, and I just fold and stand. Fold, just pause for a moment and then stand. And that pause helps you really land your weight into your hips and your heels rather than into those knees. So hold, have you got it there? If you have, back up again. Okay, so we're going to imagine we're going to jump. We're not actually going to take off of the floor. So come down, and then as you come up this time, up onto the toes, and then slowly down, nice and fast, up onto the toes. Slowly down and fast. That's it. Try and get hips, toes. That's it. Down you go. Hips, toes. That's it. Do about 3 or 4 more of that hips, then toes, and then see if you can get the whole thing working together. Sometimes when we try and do it all in one go straight off, and if we haven't got that patterning, we lose it. So let's have a go. All the way up. Don't miss out anything. Don't let those hips stay flexed. Keep those knees straight but slightly soft. Go on. Think ankles and hips. Go. 3 more. Up. Last one. Well done. And release those legs. Give those legs a shake out. Okay. We're going to take those legs nice and wide now. And I want you to imagine that your legs are at least kind of shoulder and a half, if not 2 shoulders widths apart. And I just want you to come into a very gentle knee bend side to side. So we're starting to wake up around the hips, opening up, doing a little bit of mobility, stretch. Okay. Now as you go across, again, try not to let these knees drift over your toes. Imagine you're sitting back behind your heel. Send your bottom behind your heel, and you should feel, as you push off, particularly your glutes kicking in. Okay, let's do 2 more each way. Last one each way. Okay, stay here for me now. Go on, sit back. You can reach your hands forward as well if you want to. Now sit back, sit back, sit back, sit back. Stay there, 3, 2, 1. Now hands come down to the floor. Stay there. If you can't reach the floor, take your hands to your knees. Okay, so this same arm as the side you're going to is going to lift up and we're going to open up, just open up the spine, open up the hips. Okay, 3, 2, 1, back down. Take yourself over to the other side, reach out, sit back, sit back, sit back. Imagine someone's just gently drawing your tailbone back behind you so you can feel the spine lengthening like you're trying to reach the seat behind you. Hands come to the floor, and then when you're ready, same arm as leg, open up, stay to the side there. Great. 3, 2, 1, and back down. Okay, all the way up. Now we're going to do a little bit of activation for the shoulders. Let's come down onto the floor. If you would like to do a few roll downs, feel free to add those in now. That's the perfect time to mobilise the spine. I'm going to come onto the floor and explain to you what you're going to do. I want you to come down first of all when you're ready into hands and knees. Hands just out towards the edge of your mat, slightly above your shoulders. Can you see how my wrist lands at the top of my shoulder? And then from here I'm going to do my shoulder blade dips. So I'm not moving my spine, so I'm not arching and rounding. Spine stays completely straight. We're just coming up and down, up and down. Like a little piston action. Feeling those shoulder blades activating, getting those muscles working. Now see if you can take it into a circle. So you roll your shoulders down away and then back through again. Let's do 2 more of those. Last one. Okay, shift your weight so you're just onto that right arm. Bring your left hand across your body and do exactly the same again. So up and down to start with. So just on that right side. Now you don't have to push really far to move, all the way down and brace all the way up. Just move through that range that you feel you can control, and then see if you can have a go at those circles. So we're getting the deep shoulder muscles activated, and as you do this, focus on your chin staying in, your ribs staying in. Let's swap to the other hand. So right hand comes across the chest, weight bearing on our left hand. Let's start by pistoning up and down. And you might notice how one shoulder just didn't seem to do what you asked it to do, or just felt like it kind of was a bit clunky or a bit stiff. And that's usually the side where the deep stabilizers, the core of the shoulder is not quite as fit and strong. Last one. And when you're ready, have a nice big stretch out, stretching out the spine, stretching out the shoulders. Last breath in and out. And when you're ready, roll back up. Okay, so this is your moment. If you normally like a particular glute stretch or particular back stretch, start doing that now whilst I talk you through our exercises. Now, of course, I want you to have your water ready to go. So if you haven't got that, go and get that whilst you're getting your weight and your TheraBand. So we've got a few different exercises we're going to be doing. The first exercise of each round, so we've got 4 rounds in each sort of block, is going to be more of a cardio-based exercise. Then we're going to bring in elements of strength and stability to each of those. So each block of 4 exercises all are working the same sort of team of muscles through your body. But you don't need to worry too much about that. You just might find that as we work through them, they do start to fatigue a little bit. Okay, so what we're going to do, the first set of exercises, I am going to use my weight, but I'll come back to that in a second because I don't want it in the way to start with. Because I'm going to start with some little lunge switches, okay? So we're going to be, our first set of exercises, we're going to be doing everything in this lunge position. But our first cardio exercise is a lunge switcher, okay? So a lunge switcher, we're going to go here. You either step in and step back again, or you can do a little hop, or you can go for a full switch. Okay, so we've got 40 seconds on of that, we've got 20 seconds rest, and then what we're going to do is we're going to come on a single-sided, and we're going to start building up our strength and conditioning on that side. But don't worry, I'm going to talk you through it. So, have you got your weight, have you got your TheraBand, have you got your water, are we all ready to go? Fantastic, so 40 seconds, 3, 2, 1, off you go. So we're going to be switching up into those lunges, make sure our beeper's nice and loud. So from here, we're either going back into our back lunges, making sure we've got that lovely light spine, or if we're ready for a bit of impact, we're going to hop and switch. Hop and switch. That's it. Crossing those legs mid-air, or if you want to, more advanced, we're going to go to that full switcher. Now, as you do this, we're trying to get into this sort of lunge, kind of down position. We're trying not to stay up here and sort of hop side to side. Stay nice and upright with that body. If you need to, do 3 or 4 of these lunge switches and then change to your switch hop. Okay, you've got 20 seconds rest, and I want you to grab your weight whilst you're catching your breath. I'm going to step forward with my left leg, my right leg I'm going to be in this lunge position. I'm going to hinge very slightly further forwards with my body, and from here, keeping a long spine, I'm going to go for a row. Okay, so weight over in this hand, so opposite arm to front leg, row back, row back. So as we're rowing with this arm, I'm sliding my shoulder blade. So almost imagine you've got a string attached to your little finger, and it runs all the way up your arm, and you're gathering in that string, winding it up around your shoulder blade as it draws the hand up. Try and keep your weight in your front leg, predominantly in your heel, rather than your toes and your knees. Well done. So row from here. Keep going. Well done. 5 seconds left. Okay, little breather. Come out of that position if you want to. What we're going to do from here is I'm going to tuck this leg in just very, very slightly. I'm going to set that shoulder back like I did with the row, so I'm not dropped here. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to hinge forward with my body and back up again. So I hinge and forward. So it's just from the hips. So set the shoulder, get it activated. Forwards and back. Forwards and back. So it's a bow. Again, get your weight into that heel of the front leg. And you should find, have a go, do a couple with your weight in your heel, and then just to experience what isn't right, take your weight right into your toes and do it there, and just see how different that feels. For some of you, really might feel how sensitizing that is in the knee. So get your weight back into your heel. Keep the shoulder squeezing. Imagine you're just gently drawing your shoulder blades together. You've got 5 seconds left. Well done. Take a little breather. So hopefully the stabilizing hip, glutes, hamstrings are working for you. The shoulder is as well. So your last exercise of this little set of 4 is that we're going to do them both together. So we're going to row, release, row, release. Okay, off you go. So bow forwards, simultaneously row, release, row, release. If that feels too complicated, come down, row, release, down, back up. It's up to you. Whichever one you feel you're moving better in. If this just is too confusing or you can feel yourself compensating, then just sack it off, come to the version like this. So we're going to go hinge, row, release, come up. Hinge, row, release, come up. 5 seconds, whichever version you're doing. Well done. Okay, I'm going to pop that weight down out the way. We've literally got 15 seconds, and we're going to go for our in-out squat. So from here, we're going to go out and back in, okay? If you don't want the impact, we're going to go out and in. Stay nice and low here. Oh, just undone my shoelace. So in, out, squats. Off you go. So squat and in. So we've got out and in here. Whichever version we're doing, we're going to stay nice and low. I'm not going to come up, so it's not there and then back up here. We're down and low, down and low. That's it. Remember your non-impact version, you're going to alternate sides. So we're out, in, out, in. The aim of this one is to get this heart rate up. So I want you to feel a little bit out of breath with this one. Out and in. That's it. So we want to feel glutes switching on. A little bit in quads. We shouldn't be getting this in knees though. Knees should be sensitized. Well done. Okay, we're going to grab the weight for the next exercise. So grabbing your weight. Hold it here. We're going to go into a squat. So from here, nice wide shoulder width apart with your knees and your feet. We're going to go forward, down and up. So it's that same hinge action. So you can either hold your weight in the middle or end to end. If you've got a kettlebell, hold on to the handle. So fold, down. But we're not letting ourselves droop for our shoulders. We keep this connection. If you've done classes with me regularly, you should probably have heard me say before how the shoulders are the glutes teammates. So get them switching on. You'll really feel the difference of how they are really working together. Okay, so fold, lift up. fold, lift up, well done. Trying to keep that weight anchoring down in the whole of the foot. Often we can get tempted to roll out to the edges of our toes. Last one. Okay, coming back up here. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to hold down into our squat. And then from here, we're going to twist to the side. So from here, I'm going to come down and I'm going to twist back to the centre and twist. I want you to avoid, as you do this, arching back to twist. I want you to almost imagine it's like a golf swing. So you're going to go side, back, through. And imagine the twist is coming from your heart rather than your tummy and lower back. So imagine you're twisting in the upper back. Keep the tailbone just drawing away from you. Go on, sit back. So as I say sit back, what I mean is rather than drifting here, drift back here. Go on, there. Imagine that chair is behind you, tempting you to sit down. Make the turn come from the heart. As soon as you feel it in the lower back, make sure that you're not sticking your bottom up. Tuck that tailbone to neutral. And if you need to, come up a little bit higher and do it here. Okay, well done. Have a little breather. We are going to come back into that exercise, okay? But what we're going to do is we're going to do a little step back. So we're going to twist and step back. So, are you ready? I'll show you what I mean. So as I twist to this side here, I'm going to step back with my other leg. In, step back. Okay? So we're going to come down into your squat, twist to the side. As you twist to the side, step up, opposite leg back. So you're almost like tapping back into a skater nearly, or I guess a little bit like a lunge. But the idea is that as you twist over that side, you release the other leg, so you really get your glutes working, all of that chain up your shoulders, but keep those ribs in, tummy tucking in, so I'm not drifting forwards here through the heart, I'm tucking in, I'm getting that nice long spine. Go on. Well done. Okay, we're going to go to a split lunge round now. Okay, we're going to start with skaters. So you're going to be stepping side to side. You've got an option to go to curtsy, or you can take a full jump skater. I'm going to get rid of my mat for a moment. Okay, so when you're ready, off we go. So we can go tap, 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 tap. So you're gliding across, getting yourself nice and light on those feet. This round, we're really going to be working down the sides of the body, a little bit of rotation. We're thinking more about that one-sided work, so unilateral work. So we can't escape and compensate with our strong side. Okay, go on, keep going. We've got the option to come here to your little curtsy taps if you want to. Go on, fly through. Keep going. Okay, this is where you need your TheraBand. Grab the ends of your TheraBand. We're going to step forward, again on our left foot. Band is stepping onto it. Sorry, foot is stepping onto the band. You catch your breath, you've got another 5 seconds to go. And then from here into your lunge, we're going to go for a little sprint with the arms. Off you go. Go on, sprint, 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 sprint. Now, as you do this, nice long neck. Let's fire those elbows back past our waist. Hips are staying nice and still. Go on, fire, 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 fire. Keep going. Now this is one that slowly creeps in and in and in. It's a real burner. So try and keep yourself as steady as you can through your body. Keep those arms going. Pistoning those elbows past your body. Go on. Swish and go. You've got 10 seconds left. Don't come out yet. Keep going. Soft jaw. Go on, 5 seconds. Well done. Okay, right then. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of a hold now. So you're going to step, keep the band underneath your foot. I'm going to take hold of my right leg here, my right hand, and then from here I'm going to row up until I've got a bit of tension here. So say from here, I'm going to just tap in and out with this back leg. So connect here, off you go, in and out, in and out. Well done. So as you're doing this, what you should feel is the weight into your supporting leg. Okay, keep going. So this is what we'd call a strength cardio move. We've got resistance, so we've got the strength element, we've got the load coming here through the band, but we're getting the heart rate up. Whew, it is warm in here today. Okay, keep going. Fire that leg. Keep going. Fire. Keep those shoulders switching on. Keep the tension in the band. Try and keep this front leg completely still. Last one. Well done. Okay, stay there. Have a little breather. What we're going to do is, this time, instead of going really fast, we're going to go really slow. So we're going to hold through here. I'm going to bring this tension on here, and then from there, I'm going to kick. Kick. And as I do it, I'm trying not to arch the back. So keep this connection here. Ribs, tummy, go and tuck it in. Keep a long spine. Off you go. Kick, kick, kick. So this left leg should be incredibly unhappy with you by now. Should be totally checked into you. If you need to, pop your hand on a wall or onto a chair in front of you just to give you that extra stability. But keep the shoulder squeezing. Go on, long leg, kick, kick, keep going, keep going. Oh, it's burning. You're doing it. You've got just over 10 seconds left to go. Go on. Breathe through it. 5 seconds, nearly there. Okay, right, that leg should have had enough by now. Okay, we're going to pop our band down. This is our last little block of exercises for this first block, okay? So we're going to do lateral jumps. So you go side to side. So imagine you can even come and get your TheraBand, lay it along the mat, and you're going to jump over it. Well, the mind blends in, doesn't it? Left and right, left and right. If you don't like that, hop, hop, hop here. If this isn't okay, I want you to do step, 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 okay? So whichever works for you in terms of impact, range, intensity, keep checking in. Remember, we want to be working at the top end of our amber zone rather than top end of our red zone. So if your ankles are a bit dodgy, or if you're feeling just a bit wiped out today, listen to that for me. Go to a little side to side hop or tap, tap. Doesn't matter which one you're doing. Come on, top of that amber zone. Let's go. Well done. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to do what we call a standing gate pose. I'm going to have a weight with me. I'm going to have that there. I'm going to move here off my mat because I catch on the mat. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stay on that left leg and I'm going to slide out and in. Out and in, okay? So I slide, 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 slide. So if you want to, if you're on like a hard floor like I am, you could put a tea towel or something like that underneath your foot so you really get that slide. You actually really find you're working the hip. If you're like, yeah, can't really feel it, Emily, want to grab that weight in the opposite hand, here, that's it. And that's going to give you just that little bit more resistance. Well done. Good work. This left leg has totally gone off on holiday now. It's dumped me, it doesn't want me anymore. It's so unhappy. Okay, take a breather, stretch that leg out. If you need to, pop it over your knee, sit back, or take a nice long side stretch, whatever's working for you. We're going to take ourselves into our curtsy. So if you haven't already, pick up your weight in your opposite hand. What we're going to do is we're going to go from our gate pose here. We're going to step behind, curtsy, step back out. Behind, curtsy, step back out. But you'll notice if I show you from the side as I do it, I go into my curtsy, I step back out. Can you see how my knee, can you see, is still a little bit soft? So I go behind, back up. Because I know when I keep my knee just that little bit soft, a little bit flexed, these muscles here at the side of the leg have to work a bit more. Okay, through you go. There we go. Curtsy. And as I'm curtsying, I'm trying not to rotate. My heart's facing forward. And back through. And again. Well done. Give that leg a nice little shake off. Okay, we're going to go for what we call a farmer's walk now. So you're going to keep that weight in that hand. And all you're going to do is you're going to have a walk around. So it should feel a significant enough weight where you can feel yourself slightly lopsided and you're going to walk up and down your mat space. If you've got a big room or you're doing this outside, feel free to walk around the room. I'm just going to walk up and down my mat space. Okay, so this is, must admit, after all of that single leg work, quite a nice recovery one. But I like this because it makes you stand up tall again. Makes you think about raising out through the crown of the head. Now ideally you do this with quite a heavy weight so you can really feel like, you know, we call it farmer's walk. Imagine you're carrying along a bucket of something or a pail or something, I don't really know. And walking up and down, feeling long through that spine. Engage that core so we're not zigzagging through that spine. We've got 5 seconds left. Well done. Okay, so that's round 1 complete. That was mean, wasn't it? Got you sort of over 15 minutes work there, non-stop. So you should be feeling pretty out of breath. If it's as warm with you today as it is with me today, you should be definitely feeling a little bit sweaty. So this is your time to get your water on board. Okay, so what we want to do now, I'm going to go through that again. And I want you to really focus on that nice long spine, not dropping through that hip. You now know what's coming to this right side. You know how much it's going to work. And the easy thing when we're doing our single leg work is to start dropping here. Okay, so I want you to really think about scoot, almost like you're taking your hip behind your knee. You've got that alignment there. Show, and as a result, that we're not twisting off our body. So we've got hips, waist, heart, all shining forwards as we're doing those moves. So we're coming to say like your curtsies or your gate poses, and we're not twisting off it. Okay. Lovely. Right. So another round to go. Go back into your cardio exercise to start. Remember, you've got 4 different blocks of exercises. The first one of each 4 is your cardio exercise. So when you're ready, I'm going to start the timer. We've got our lunge switches. So this is where you're either doing your back lunge, your little hop switch, or your full switches. Okay? Go with what is feeling alright. You know how tough this round is going to be. So just pace yourself. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, off you go. So step backs, here, or we're going for a little hop switch, hop hop, that's it, hop hop, quite a nice one if you're sort of, feel like the back lunges aren't enough to get your heart rate up, but you're not quite confident or you don't have the power yet to go into your full switches, okay? Well done. So try and get yourself in as much of a lunge position, whichever exercise you're doing. I know this is a tough one, especially if you're bringing in the impact. You've got less than 10 seconds to go there. Well done. Well done. Okay, let's grab our weight. So right leg going forwards this time. I'm going to take my weight into this hand. So I'll switch this way so you can see what I'm doing. From here, it's a row. So I'm in my soft lunge position. My weight is into my front heel. From here, shoulder connects in. Off I go. Elbow comes up and back down. So a little chance to settle that breathing. And as you let that breath settle down, just, have a little watch of your alignment. Which direction do your toes want to go in relation to your hips? Preferably, we want the pelvis and the legs at roughly a 90-degree angle. I'm leaning forward so I get that real bias into my shoulder blade as I row. If I come more upright and I'm rowing here, I tend to get it more on the top of my shoulder. And I really want to work on that connection of shoulder blades down to glutes. Okay, well done. So we're going to take our hip hinge next. This is where the shoulder blade just connects, but the arm is passive. It's not doing anything for this exercise. So nice and long from here, reach through the crown of the head, and then when you hear those beats, we're going to hinge at the hips, and we're going to bow forwards. Okay. When you're ready, find that lunge position, off we go. So bow and back up. And as you bow, not letting go of that shoulder. Keeping it going. Go on, bow and up. Bow and up. Bow. Feel those glutes kicking in. Should feel this work in your right hip, down the back of your leg. Should feel the weight coming and landing predominantly in your heel. Just keep those shoulder blades gently squeezing towards each other. We want that teamwork through the whole body. Okay, little breather. Remember, we've got our combination now. So with our combination, you've got your 2 versions. So you've either got it all in one, so we come down, we row, we release. If that feels too complicated to coordinate, come forwards, row, release, and back up. Okay, so I'll do the first version. So So I row and bow at the same time, squeezing and loading that teammate of left shoulder to right hip. There we go. And then my other version is like bow, row, release, and up. Bow, row, release, and up. That's it. So go with whichever one you feel is challenging you most appropriately. You've got really good form. You can feel those glutes, those shoulders working together. Well done. Okay. So we're going to pop this down now because we've got our in-out squats. Okay, so in-out squats. In fact, I'm going to get rid of this again. You're either staying non-impact, where you're stepping out and in, or you've got your impact version. So when you're ready, off we go, out and in. There we go. Just nice and light with those feet, getting that tap. We're trying to get the work coming out into the side of the hips here, going into this squat. So I'm thinking about my tailbone reaching slightly back, rather than sort of hinging and bowing forwards this time. So I'm sitting back, sit and sit, that's it. Same as you're doing your steppers here, you're going to sit and sit, sit, that's it. Go on, keep going, listening for those beeps, you're doing really well. Okay, let's grab our weight again, and we're going to go into our little squats. So with the squats, feet are nice, just widen the shoulder width apart. Let those toes go where they naturally feel comfortable too, as long as we're not collapsing in with the knees. From here, small movement, bow, sit, back up again. Bow, sit, back up. Long spine, shoulders are squeezing, and again, fold, and up, fold. That's it. So you really think about drifting back into those glutes. No work into the lower back. Shouldn't feel any pinching or gripping. If you do, take a small range, get rid of the weight. Find that point where you're working as hard as you can, but still working well. You've got beautiful movement, good technique, no compensation. Well done. Okay, so we're going to stay into that squat now. This is where we're going to take that little twist, okay? So we come into our squat, we hold it there, and we rotate from here. So I'm not coming from my lower back, I'm twisting up there and staying low. So sit back, sit back, sit back. Okay, now just rotate and look over your knee. You don't need to, we're not trying to be owls here and look all the way around. We're just having a little twist. Rotate through the body and rotate, that's it. And again, exhale. As you exhale, so you can get that core responding. So lift through your pelvic floor or connect through your lower tummy. Think Pilates style. Breathe it out. Get that lovely twist. Coordinating both of them. Last two. Last one. Well done. Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to go through that little reach across. If you didn't like the tap back with the reach across, just leave it out, stay in your squat. So you've got two options this time. So here, twist, reach across, twist, reach across, which obviously is going to load your back more. If you're happy to, we're going to squat, twist, squat, twist. So we're trying to just go for that little bit of a reach. Doesn't look like very much. So before, we would have just been here. Yeah? Now, we're going across and a little release. Again, any chatting going on in your lower back. If you feel like it just doesn't feel right, either get rid of the weight, make the movement smaller, see whether it feels better with or without the leg tap. If you're not happy, come out of it. Maybe take a couple of roll downs, spike your ball out into that lower back, and then join back in when you're ready if this doesn't suit you. Okay, right then. Let's pop that down. Right then, we're going to go into our skaters. So this is where we're going to be working more this side to side movement. So we're going to go left and right. Remember, you can go to curtsy if you want to. I'm going to create some more space. If you 3, 2, 1, off we go. So you've got here for your curtsy, that's it. So that's your non-impact version. Still staying low. If you can, speed it up here. Try not to make it, turn it into sort of tap tap. I still want you to get that nice tap off. If you can, let's get up to that impact work. That's it, great, well done. You know the level you should be working to by now. Hopefully you've got a bit of an idea of what exercises are challenging you, where you need to push harder, where you need to pull back on. Okay, so I'm giving you lots of different options. Work with the challenge you need today. Well done. Grab your TheraBand. We're going to be stepping our right leg forwards this time. We're going to hold on to the end of the bands. I know you've forgotten about this one. This is that TheraBand arm sprint. So I'm popping my right foot in, because we're swapping sides this time. Hinging forwards, and down like you're ready to do a bit of a sports day, school race. Off we go. Fire off with those arms. So I'm keeping my jaw relaxed, my ribs in, firing with those hands. 5, 5, 5, go, 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 go. So I'm moving just through those shoulders and arms. And you'll notice how, as you piston through those arms, how your body wants to sort of wobble side to side. So engage that core and resist that. So this is also a core abdominal exercise as well. That's it. Keep that body as best alignment as possible. Keep firing off with those arms. Well done. Okay, have a little breather. Grab some water if you need to. We're going to go into our next exercise. So this is where we really start torturing this lead leg. So I want you to hold on to the band with that left hand. Make sure you're trying to stack the body as much as possible, so we're not twisting too much. And then from here, tap that left leg in and out. So I'm not forwards and backwards like this. I'm staying nice and still here. Can you see how this knee doesn't go forwards and backwards? It's staying still, so I'm tapping in. So really, this leg is just a distraction, my left leg. It's my right leg that is working nice and hard. So I'm getting that nice activation into my glutes. If you feel like it starts creeping out of your glutes and out of this right hip and leg, usually you're starting to compensate. So sit back down again. And see, it might be that you just tap in and out from there. There, keep going. Go on, shoulder squeezing. Well done. Okay, we've got those leg kickers next. So this is the one where this time the left leg is going to be firing up. And this is just a static hold. This is where we're going to have to keep this leg nice and accountable. So I'll show you from the front. We're going to step on. I don't want to be dropping off here, okay? So band is coming up. See this here? This nice straight line. And then get kick, kick. And the temptation is to there. So I want you to see if you can get that line. Kick, kick. Yeah? Okay? Keep going. So from here, if it makes more sense from the side, kick, kick. Sink back into this hip. Yeah? So I know the left leg is doing this lift and lower, which makes it look like it's doing the work. But you all can feel that supporting leg is the one that is really working. Go on, fire, fire. Go on, keep going. Keep going. Sink into this hip. Don't let it take away. Keep into it. Well done. Okay. Whew. Right. We've got a dead leg on that side now. We're on to our last set of exercises. We've got our little lateral jumps. So either imaginary line on your mat, or grab your TheraBand, lay it down the mat, and we've got either our side steps, our side hops, or those double lateral jumps. So double lateral jump here, double foot here, side to side, there. Okay, other option is hop, 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 yeah? If not, nice and low, tap, tap, tap to each side, okay? So keep going with the version that's working for you. 4 exercises to go. Keep going, bounce, bounce, bounce. So, hopefully your heart rate is up there now. We're right up onto that final round. So you should be feeling not only the fatigue, but the challenge of those exercises as well. Keep going. Well done. Okay. Standing gate pose. So if you want to, let's get our weight ready. So we've got that ready. You can use this on this round if you want to. This is the one where we slide out, slide back in. Slide and slide. Ready? Okay. So sliding out that left leg and back in. Slide and in. Slide and in. If you're on a carpeted surface, something like a paper plate would be quite good, or just a piece of cardboard or something like that, but just to give that nice lightness so you don't get a squeaky foot like you're getting from me. So sit back, go on. So remember those little stretches we did at the beginning, making sure that we had the range prepped, our hips ready to move. That's it. Go on, sit back into that hip. I know that hip's really unhappy now. I know it's had enough. Okay, so from here, grab your weight if you haven't already, so it's in the opposite hand. We're going to start from that gate pose, and what you're going to do is you're going to take that left leg behind, curtsy, back out. Remember, keeping this leg just slightly soft. Okay, when the beepers go, off we go. So, ready? Behind, curtsy, tap it back out. Behind, curtsy, tap it back out. Well done. Behind, curtsy, tap back out. Well done. So this is where this feels really tough. I promise you this is the last really, really specific loading exercise into this hip and into these glutes. After this, you've got your farmer's walk, which is in a different position, which should feel a nice change, bringing it all back together again. Okay, go on, keep going. Down, lift up, just tap. Go on, fit one more in for me. Curtsy and up. Well done. Oh, give that right leg a nice little shake. When you're ready, let's get to the end of your workout space. I'm going to take our farmer's walk. So I'm still keeping that weight in my left hand. So it's going to be challenging my sides of my body to help me keep upright. So this side will be working to bring me back up. Off we go. Let's go for a walk. So walking forwards and then just changing. So if you've got a nice long workout space, feel free to go on all the way down and back, or maybe walk around in a circle. Well done. You've got about 20 seconds left and we're done. Keep going, long spine. Imagine you've got a couple of books balanced on your head. Relax through that body, walking through, gliding along. Nearly there, 5 seconds left. Well done, wonderful. So that is your strength and conditioning workout complete. I'm going to go through a couple of glute stretches, but I definitely want you at the end of this workout to get your spiky ball out or your foam roller out and really work through your glutes, your hamstrings and the side of your hips. So what we call your glute med, but we often think of more of our hips. So if you want to, you can hold on to a wall or support surface. I'm going to take my right foot over my left knee. I'm going to come and sit back and have a nice stretch out of my hip. If you prefer, you can come and sit down and do this. Just up to you which you prefer in terms of the range and the stretch that you feel. I want you to imagine you're stretching your tailbone away from you. Somebody's like pulling it like an elastic band. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and then when you're ready, let's switch it up and swap to the other side. I'm bringing my left foot over my right knee now, sitting back again. Imagine I'm just drawing down into my tailbone and up through the crown of my head. Nice long spine, relaxed jaw. 3, 2, 1, and up we come. Okay, I'm going to take my leg behind and reach that same arm up and over. Now I'm not collapsing into that hip, I'm thinking like I'm trying to reach out with my fingertips. So imagine reaching up and over all the way through those fingertips. And if you're happy to, you can come down and around to complete that with a little bit of a lower back stretch. Let's swap over. So bring the other leg across, nice and long through those fingertips, reach, 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 reach. Hold it there. 3, 2, 1, and all the way through. Well done. Okay, so those were just a couple of stretches, so I definitely want you to spend some time releasing off the glutes, your hamstrings, and the side of your hips. Lovely to see you all. I'll see you on your mat again soon.